Holy. Folks, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions pick for round 2, pick 61. Wow. I didn't expect that. I didn't know that. The Detroit Lions take cornerback Ennis Rakestraw Jr. from Missouri. The cornerback that I have pegged is definitely a second-round talent. But the reason why the pick is very interesting is because we took Terrion Arnold in round 1 at 24, cornerback, back to back. They ain't playing with this position this year. Completely revamped the cornerback position. Completely. You get Rakestraw. You get now another great one here with Terrion Arnold. You get Carlton Davis trade, Amik Robertson. This whole secondary is revamped. Now look, Rakestraw didn't have the greatest. He has some injury concerns this year. He got injured. He's good to go. He's a good cornerback. Man guy, press coverage. But what the Detroit Lions are doing, in my opinion, is first off, they're tired of the secondary absolutely blowing. They're tired of the secondary continue to get beat and beat. They had enough of that. They want to revamp this secondary. But also, I think this is in effect of what's happening in the NFC North. The NFC North is full of wide receivers. Wide receivers galore right now. And so with Chicago, Minnesota, Green Bay, we got to combat that issue, so we need to get corners. That's what they did here. And I like a Rakestraw, and I had him as a second-round grade on him. In many mock drafts, I had Rakestraw being drafted by the Lions in the second round because that's predominantly where I felt he was going to fall at. So we get him. Did not expect we'd get him after Arnold. Grade this pick in the comments below, A, B, C, D, or F. Now, for the player itself, I think this is the perfect spot for him. 61, second round pick, 6 foot tall, corner who did get injured, but he's got an extremely high ceiling, all of that. He's a good player. It's the perfect spot for him. In Detroit, if we would have won another position, I think a lot of people would be really, really excited for Rakestraw here. If we went edge or say you went guard, they'd be, okay, we got that position. I'm going to be interested to see what your guys' comments on this one going 2 corners. I didn't expect it at all that they would go back-to-back corners after the selection last night, but you want to know what? I'm not going to argue with it. The secondary was booty cheeks last year. It needed to get revamped. And it got revamped. And the only way to really secure the secondary being good for many years is you got to draft these guys and develop them. Instead of getting a corner, say, in the 7th round, you get one in the 1st round or in the 2nd round, and they can start much sooner. So totally get it. I think this is I think it's a good pick. I know it's going to be a controversial pick. I believe best player available, regardless of position. They felt he was the best player available. Now there's Cooper Beebe out there with the offensive line. There is other wide receivers and all. The draft is still going on. I expect them to, potentially look in, maybe trade it into the 3rd round. We'll see. We don't got a 3rd round pick right now, nor a 4th round. So we'll see what's going on. But this could be good for the Lions secondary. Be real, real good. Super excited to see this. So for me, for a grade, I would give this, I'll give this a B+. A B+. I think they could have went edge. They could have gone offensive line. defensive line, but I will never argue with BPA. And so that's what they saw. And guess what? Our weakness last year was secondary weakness. Is by the season's end, these Rakestraw and getting a top corner in Terrion Arnold, they'll be looking good by probably the second half of the season. To get they'll be more consistent. And then when you make the playoff run, these guys will be really good. They'll be shut down. So team's going to have a hard time passing on us. So I'm going to give it a B+ grade. Right now in the comment section, give me your grade. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments below. Quick shout out of today's sponsor here. Now, if you enjoy blowing money, this is not for you, but if you're like me and you like to save money, specifically in sporting events, then you need to get GameTime. With killer deals and last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed, you can stop stressing and start getting hyped for the fun that you're going to have. It is easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, whether that's sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. With their lowest prices guaranteed, it's the GameTime guaranteed, which means you always get the best prices. And if you find tickets in the same section row or less, GameTime is going to credit you 110% of the difference. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is. And if you move your phone left to right, you can see the surrounding area like a 3D live photo. So download GameTime, real easy. You download GameTime, you put in chat sports, get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, go to the redeem code section, plug in chat sports, get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. You got to create an account. You got to email to save that money. The link is going to be in the description and comment section of this video. So if you're buying Lions tickets or any kind of a tickets, make sure using GameTime. Download GameTime today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. This also makes the Lions secondary young and universal with this selection. Think about this. We have revamped the secondary with a lot of young players that can do multiple positions. You look at players like Terrion Arnold. He's absolutely a number one, but he could play anywhere, right? Rakestraw, same way. Brian Branch can play safety. He can play corner, nickel corner. Amik Robertson, outside, can play nickel. Emmanuel Mosley, outside. Then you got your safeties. The Lions secondary is extremely universal in the packages that Aaron Glenn is going to be able to utilize now on Sunday with different type of looks. Should expand significantly. I mean, you're literally getting away from players like Will Harris, who has been struggling for this team for many years. Multiple corners that we've struggled with. Cam Sutton. Just a lot of issues. Jerry Jacobs. Look how revamped the secondary is now. And it's so improved. So improved. Good job by revamping this position. I'm fine with this. I think a lot of us were tired of the secondary having issues. They've solved the issues, at least in the corner. They may take a safety later in the draft, but they've solved a lot of these issues. Now, look, there's still things to get done on this team, right? We need an edge rusher, interior defensive lineman, offensive guard, but you can only get one player at a time. And so they did a great job, I feel like, so far in this draft, up to this point in the second round. And I think they're going to continue to improve this roster. Great job. Brad Holmes, getting these players, physical players. Maybe we can have our young version of the Legion of Boom. We got a lot of young players here. Players with versatility, players with a lot of chips on their shoulder to come in here and really show out against this division full of ton of wide receivers. So we got strong. They want, have an army. Well, we got a Hulk type of deal here. So they get these receivers. Chicago does. Okay, we're going to get our corners. And that was our Achilles heel last year. So in the comment section, go ahead and grade this draft pick from Ennis Rakestraw, A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know in the comment section. So, again, even if we don't get all the players that we would like to get in this draft, you still got free agency afterwards. Well, they can always bring in more players or make a trade. You can always do a trade for a player. So we're going to continue to watch what is going on with the news here and see what the Detroit Lions do. With that said, adios.